Noisy Pixel.
Saints Row 4 originally released in 2013 and since then has seen a ported version make its way to better consoles with Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. Now, 5 years after Re-Elected's original release, the game is making its way to Nintendo Switch. Luckily, this version runs incredibly smooth. However, seeing as the game is around 7 years old now, its age is starting to show.
Oh, human arrogance. Is there anything more charming?
In Saints Row 4 Re-Elected, players take control of the boss of the 3rd Street Saints. Within the first hour of gameplay, the boss becomes President of the United States, fights off an alien invasion, enters the Matrix, and gains superpowers. Hey, this game is crazy. The Saints Row series feels like it was written by an overly imaginative middle schooler. Most of the humor is pretty immature, with curse words being thrown around like candy and sex jokes being a common topic in conversation. I can understand if many people would write this off as lazy or only for immature adults, but it constantly had me laughing. Writing clever immature humor is a difficult task that the folks at Volition have mastered. Saints Row 4 plays like you would expect any third-person shooter to. Interestingly, some of the buttons are mapped to strange places on the controller. However, it doesn't take very long for your mind to readjust and to become a master at taking down virtual aliens. A large number of guns are made available to the player as the game progresses, from simple pistols to more over-the-top weapons such as a dubstep gun and a black hole gun. The addition of superpowers during the game sets it apart from its contemporaries, however. These powers include super speed, super strength, telekinesis, and elemental blasts. Wreaking havoc with these powers is loads of fun. The powers certainly make Saints Row 4 a little easier than past entries in the franchise, but if you look at it as a power fantasy, it works. The only real downside that I see with these superpowers is that they get rid of the need for vehicles almost altogether. One of my favorite things about the past Saints Row games was finding the coolest car I could and customizing it as much as possible. Yes, you can still drive cars in Saints Row 4, but I rarely found myself using vehicles as I could run faster than a car could drive. One of the best things about Saints Row 4 Re-Elected is how customizable everything is. The boss can be just about anything you want them to be with the game's character creation features. Luckily, I didn't run into any technical issues while playing Saints Row 4 Re-Elected on Switch. The game ran as smoothly as it ever has on console or PC. The only real issue that I have with the game technically is that the load times can get a little long, with more intense missions being broken up by seemingly unnecessarily long load screens. The game also runs well when playing in handheld mode. The graphics get a bit worse, but that's to be expected with the slightly lower quality of the Switch's screen. The Switch and the Saints Row series feel like a perfect match. Many missions in Saints Row 4 are relatively short, making them perfect for bus rides or a quick gaming session while on break at work. Still, compared to most games releasing today, Saints Row 4 is really showing its age. The game's graphics look rough. They admittedly were a little rough even back in 2013, with many textures looking incredibly blurry. Character models can look especially bad, with the random citizens and enemies that players run into looking like they're from the early Xbox 360 era. Saints Row 4 Re-Elected on Nintendo Switch is a fantastic port of a good game. Though it has not aged all that well graphically, the hilarious story and addicting gameplay of the original release translate incredibly well to Switch. Those looking for a sandbox game to play on the Switch will find a great one in Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. However, its $40 price tag is a bit high for a 7-year-old game. Noisy Pixel is giving Saints Row 4 Re-Elected on the Nintendo Switch a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to read the full review on noisypixel.net. If you like our content, make sure to subscribe for more.